Hi guys, I'm Sara Abreu. As I think many of you know, since I've been going to Gym Street since I was about 5 years old, which is a really long time. And I've been competing for about 9 or 10 years, I believe. I'm not really good at that stuff, so that might be wrong. But I would just like to start out by saying that I grew up at Gym Street and I grew so close to all of my teammates and all my coaches, which I would like to actually take a quick moment to thank some of the really important coaches in my gymnastics career. First off, I'd like to start with Heather, who is so disappointed that I didn't get to make it to the banquet today. Heather has been my gymnastics coach since I started out at Gym Street. We actually didn't really like each other at first. She really scared me, and I cried a lot when she was my coach. But as time went on, we grew really close to each other, and I grew to love her and our relationship. She was like a second mom to me. And I know I made practice difficult for her, and I gave her a lot of headaches. She seemed really happy, actually, on my last day. Probably happiest I've seen her in a long time. But all jokes aside, I know that she cared deeply for me as a person and only wanted me to be better as a gymnast. And I hope we do stay in touch. I would also like to briefly thank CJ and Eli for making practice fun and weird and interesting. I've known Eli since I came to the gym, and we grew very close very quickly. We have a very similar humor, which is a childish humor. So we laugh at a lot of the same jokes. And CJ, on the other hand, has only been at Gym Street for about 2 years, so I haven't had that much time to get to know him, but I think he did still have a huge impact on me in the 2 years that he was there, especially on bars. I wouldn't have attempted half the things I did if he wasn't there to call me a big baby for not doing the skills. And lastly, I would think to thank Kaylee, Kristen, and Aldair, who weren't consistent coaches throughout my gymnastics career, but they were always there for me to help if I was struggling with a skill or just wanted to complain about someone or something, because that happened quite often. And all these coaches had such an important role in not only my gymnastics career, but in my life. Next, I would like to thank all of my teammates for supporting me and making practice fun. Love cheating on conditioning with you guys and annoying the coaches. These are memories that I will carry with me for a lifetime. Gymnastics, while it is an individual sport, it's also a team sport. And it would not be the same without all my amazing friends. To get to the point, though, of the speech, I would like to give out some advice to young and aspiring gymnasts. I'm not very fit to give advice, I'd say, since I barely went to practice, but I'm going to try my best. Gymnastics, I've learned, while it is a physical sport, is also a really big mental sport. You have to have a very positive mindset and really just push yourself to be better. Mental blocks will happen, injuries will happen, but coming from someone who's had many of both, it is not impossible to come back from them. People will also like to say that gymnastics isn't a sport, which is a lie. It is a very difficult one, and it takes a lot of strength and skill. And many people do not fully comprehend that, especially those who don't do gymnastics. It is always important to celebrate any victory and not to dwell on any failure. I'd also like to briefly touch base on gymnastics competitions. If you haven't considered doing it, you should. It's such a great experience. It's important to note that competitions cause a lot of anxiety and fear. However, facing your fears is important, and performing in front of others is a big one for many. So when you have a bad meet, or even just do bad in an event, make sure to push that into the back of your mind. It can ruin other events and other meets, and it's just not something you want to focus on. Gymnastics is a very complex sport, and any achievement, is something to celebrate. And many people think dedicating so much time to just one sport is a waste, but it will teach you the importance of hard work ethic, and persistence. Gymnastics helps to teach important life skills like patience and working with others, and on top of it, keeps you really fit, which I really liked. And it gives you a community and family that you will grow so close to. Gymnastics has so many benefits, and I am so grateful to have gained all the knowledge that came with it. And as I move on to my next stage in life as a nursing major at Endicott, I will keep all of these memories and all of these lifelong friends close to me. I'd like to thank everyone, coaches, staff, teammates, but especially my parents who helped pay for all of it and always supported me throughout my journey. Thank you all.